As you leave Ajanta, its stories linger, painted not just on walls, but in memory. But beyond these hills lies another wonder. At Ellora, stone is not painted, it is carved. Temples rise from the cliffs, where Buddhists, Hindus, and Jains sculpted their faith into eternity. Though rare traces of paint remain, it is carving that defines Ellora's timeless soul. This is Ellora, where devotion meets architecture, and the sacred becomes stone. Carved into the basalt cliffs of Maharashtra, the Ellora Caves stretch over 2 kilometers. 34 monumental caves, created between the 6th and 10th centuries CE, reflect 3 great faiths of India: Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism, each carved side by side in stone and spirit. Here, faith is not a boundary, it's a rhythm, a sequence of chisels, prayers, and visions etched into the living rock. The earliest caves, carved along Ellora's southern edge, belong to the Buddhists. These include quiet monastic halls, living spaces called viharas, meditation chambers, and one grand worship hall, a chaitya. In Cave 5, long rows of stone benches hint at a gathering place for monks, a hall for study, for reflection. Nearby, in Cave 6, you find a 2-story vihara, a monastery carved with devotion, where quiet stairways connect sacred spaces. And in Cave 10, known as the Vishvakarma Cave, the Carpenter's Cave, a great seated Buddha emerges from the stupa, gazing out over the hall. Light filters through a sculpted stone window, calm, symmetrical, timeless. Further along, Cave 12, the Tinthal, or 3-storied cave, rises, a majestic multi-level monastery built for a growing sangha. No paintings, no color, just the stillness of stone and a silence that feels almost like meditation. But at the center of Ellora, stone erupts into grandeur. Cave 16, the Kailasa Temple, stands as one of the greatest monolithic structures in the world. Unlike Ajanta, carved inward from the cliff, Kailasa was carved from the top down, hewn from a single massive rock. It is a temple to Shiva designed to resemble Mount Kailash, his cosmic abode. Elephants ring the base, pillars rise, gods and guardians fill every surface. Scenes from the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Puranas come alive, sculpted in layered relief. Nearby, in Cave 29, Dhumarlena, an earlier temple to Shiva echoes with the same cosmic stories. Here, too, Ravana shakes Mount Kailasa, as Shiva and Parvati remain serene above. This was not just art, it was an offering, a vision of the divine, born not from the brush, but from the chisel. On the northern edge of Ellora lie the Jain Caves, fewer in number, but exquisite in detail. These were carved in the 9th century, during the Rashtrakuta reign. The halls are smaller, but the carvings are refined, intricate, and spiritual. In Cave 32, Tirthankaras sit in serene postures. The figures are precise, balanced, detached, luminous. The ceilings, like mandalas, reflect the Jain ideals of purity, non-violence, and cosmic order. These are not grand declarations, they are quiet revelations. Ellora is not a monument of conquest. It is a sanctuary of coexistence. Over centuries, three spiritual traditions shared the same cliffside, not in rivalry, but in rhythm. Here, stone doesn't divide. It connects, like the land itself. Planning your visit. Location: Aurangabad, now officially called Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar in Maharashtra. Access: about 2 to 2.5 hours by road from Ajanta, or around 30 minutes from the city center. Entry: closed on Tuesdays, so plan your visit accordingly. Best time to visit: early morning, when soft light bathes the stones and the crowds are few. Photography allowed, but tripods are not permitted. Take your time. This isn't just a site, it's a carved cosmos. Ajanta showed us painted stillness. Ellora answers with sculpted power. From the calm of the Buddha to the grandeur of Shiva, to the stillness of the Tirthankaras, Ellora holds it all, carved into one vast body of stone. Gratitude to the ancient hands that shaped this legacy, and to you for walking with me through time. This is Hela Nomad, in search of Helis.